Oh Jesus. That's too loud. Hey! What's up, what's up, what's up? Hello, hello, hello. Hang on. Where have you come now? We good, we're here, we're good. Finally going to Madeira. Hey! Hi, sorry to only be online now on Friday. Let me quickly check. Alright. I hope the mic and everything is alright. Ah, Jesus, what a week. Yeah, let's start this off quickly. We're here in beautiful Faro in southern Portugal. Weather is fine as hell. So let's get into the aircraft. We're on Vatsim as always. Nothing going on here right now though. And we're flying this beautiful A321Neo in the retro TAP livery over to Madeira. Oh, what's that? So yeah, first time with the default Neo. I hope everything goes well. This, for example, is already annoying me a bit because I did not ask for this. Right, let's tune down the music a bit. So yeah, first, and where we know not to Lisbon, maybe after Madeira, if we do a second flight. I think we probably will. I'll have to see how everything is. But if we're going back to Portugal, maybe Lisbon, maybe Porto, we'll see. How about we just get started and then I'll do the talking later. So, also, does that work? It does, kind of, actually. This is a bit weird with the throttle I have and this plane, but I sort of made it, managed to make it work. Alright, let's get the flight plan and let's get out of here. We're TAP 5 Echo Bravo today. Flight number is TAP or Air Portugal 1717, as we can see up here, but someone stole my stole that call sign. So anyhow, right. So I am so tired and everything, so forgive me. Parking brake is set. Engine master off. Engine mode selector norm. Thrust levers idle. Flaps up. Spoiler stowed. And landing gear lever down. Wipers off. So let's give it batteries. Yeah, flight will be an hour 30 actually. Flight itself will be pretty boring, just over the Atlantic, but the landing, of course, is what we are here for. So let's wake the plane up. Let's give it a second. I don't know if we will have ATC, to be honest. Maybe if we're lucky, they will come online, but in Madeira actually it's relatively rare. I'm just saying Lisbon is fully staffed right now. And Porto has towers, so yeah, maybe they'll come. Hopefully. Alright. Plane is somewhat awake. For some reason we are full of fuel and it's in pounds. Why is it in pounds? Get out of here. Oh, and this again. Every time I click in the EFB, the sunshade comes up and I can't put it down again. Oh, I can. Okay. That's all. See, again. What's the tail number? Is it important that I put it in here? CSTJR. Come on. What is this? Good start. Alright. Cool. Could we please have not that much fuel? That's one thing I hate about the default aircraft. They just start you off with complete nonsense. Alright, that's better, so let's get fuel from GSX.
Refueling truck is on its way.
And let's start the boarding.
Boarding requested. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives. And
so Webby, regarding how I learned to fly the 320, I watched the pilots a lot at my previous job as cabin crew, so that helped. But also just try to use checklists. There's many out there.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Lovely. I mean, here actually checklists. Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, here you can also, well, that's for the walk around, but cockpit preparation, engine master 1 and 2 off. If you don't know what that is, just click here and it highlights it for you, right? So that's also how I learned. Is it staying now? Please. Thank you. If I have the time, I can make a 320 tutorial, maybe this week, because I actually have the week off, finally, but we'll see. Anyhow, let's align the... Hello, thank you. The IRSs. Ground control goes on, we test the CVR. Beep, there it is. Crew supply on, nav lights on. No smoking signs to auto, emergency exit lights armed. These stay off until we have the fuel.
Hello.
Test all this. And that's the overhead done for now.
Fuel truck is in position.
Alright, I'll see what I can do, but no promises. Technically, I have like 3 videos recorded but not cut, because editing takes forever. So, yeah, we'll see about that. Alright, that is looking rather nice. Why is there only one? Oh, the other one is... What are they doing? But hey, there's someone else, so we're not entirely alone. Alrighty. Where are we? FMS, let's go.
May I see your boarding pass, sir?
May I see your boarding pass, please? Actually, let's check the weather. Let me write that down.
Hello?
So, Faro Metar. We have wind from the west with 12 knots. We have cab okay, 24 degrees, 2.16, and a QNH of 1019. Perfect. So let's set the QNH. Sadly, my hardware that I have for the Airbuses doesn't work with the default one, only the throttle. Oh, Jesus. There we go.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel.
How windy is Madeira right now? That's actually a good question. We have 12 knots out of 2020 degrees, so northeastern. Variable between 340 and 050 degrees, which actually...
Welcome on board.
I think almost benefits the other runway, right? Let's see. Jesus, come on, get out of here.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Do I have to do the fueling myself now? Oh.
Woordkaarten bitte?
Alright. Pilot. Apply load. Realistic.
Good evening.
191 passengers, 4,775 cargo. Is that correct?
Hello.
Somewhat, yeah. Alright, let's see what we have in the end. I hate this with all I have. Anyways, Madeira. Uh, 12 knots is not a lot per se, but it's not nothing. Oh no, actually this is perfect for the runway we want. We want the 05, of course. We want the exciting approach.
Welcome on board.
So the wind in Madeira is coming from 0 to 0 degrees with 12 knots. So 12 knots just tells us how fast the wind is. And 0 to 0, if we look at this, up is north, of course. North is 0
Hier
degrees.
entlang.
East is 90 degrees, so 0 to 0 is somewhere between here. And it's more towards the 0 degrees, so somewhere here. The runway points to 049 degrees, so the wind is
Willkommen
coming,
an Bord.
yeah, from here, sort of. And we always want to land into the wind, so the wind actually benefits the runway we want. Mayhem, what's up? Nice to have you. Just getting started here. Jesus, I hate this. this plane annoys me so much, but yeah, I thought it to be fitting for fitting for today. Cool. Let's start
This way.
up the FMS. Let's get a bit closer here. So we're sitting in an A321-200. Funnily enough, even though it's a Neo with Leap 1 Alpha engines, current enough database. So let's go straight over to the
Hello.
init and request everything. Ah, your friend. Nice. Cool. Clear that. Let's request winds. I
Bordkarte
guess
bitte.
it already did that automatically. So we're Air Portugal 1717, but our call sign actually is not that. We are
Good evening.
5 Echo Bravo. So let's put that in here.
Darf ich Ihren Bordpass sehen?
And let's check the rest. So cost index is 6. Fueling is finished, it seems. Yeah, perfect. That means
May I see your
seatbelts on,
boarding pass,
pumps
sir?
on. Oh, we should have a block fuel. I hate this so much. Of 6.7 tons. And we have 6.6. What's the boarding looking like?
This way, please.
This way, please. Ugh, never mind. Alright, we can wait a few minutes for the APU. So cost index is
This way,
6
please.
and we are flying at 370. Which means that up there we are going to have temperatures of 60, 72,
Evening.
62, 57, so minus 56.5, and ISA plus 8, so minus 49-ish. Just gonna rush through this
Hello?
real quick. Alright, cool, thank you. Flight plan. Yeah, that's the retro livery. Of course they don't fly with that nowadays. The current one is over there. That's the current one, which also looks quite nice in my opinion. And this is of the 60s, 70s, I think. They had another one in between and then they switched to that one. But it looks quite nice.
This way, please.
Alright, let's see how we're looking here. So
Bordkarte
our wind
bitte.
here is from 270, so basically from the west, and we have runway 28, basically straight into the west, so we're gonna take that. So we're gonna go to Porto, departure 28,
This way.
and we were planned
Good evening.
for runway 28 and the Atoll 1 Victor departure. So we pick that, insert. Let's check that.
Hello?
Sid Atoll 1 Victor. Jesus, that looks interesting.
way,
I'm getting them off a website called flightsim.to, but that's only for PC. On console, you're gonna have to get deliveries through Marketplace, which is pretty scammy in my opinion, but it's what it is. Alright, let's see. So we have to overfly Foxtrot Romeo 1-2 with maximum 210 knots, which is that one, and 210. Then it's over to Foxtrot Romeo 635 with maximum flight level 80, and then to Atoll with minimum flight level 100. Yeah, that's good. Do we have anything else in here? Transition altitude 4000. That's good. After takeoff, faro approach. Noise abatement. Okay. I don't care. Initial climb. Flight level 100. That's quite high. Hello. I wish my hardware would work for this plane. So annoying doing all this by hand. Okie dokie. Let's start up the APU by now. Yeah. How you check the VREP? What's the VREP? Do you mean the VREF? Or do you actually mean VREP? Because I don't know what that's supposed to be off the top of my head. VORs, constraints, let's put all that on. Flight directors, why are they off? Alright. Let's check the rest of the route. We have Narta Galpa Raccoon, and that's basically it. Etoile Narta Galpa Raccoon, and then the Raccoon 1 Papa 205. Let's put that in already. Actually, no, let's wait because I have no idea which approach we're taking. So, RadNav, do we need anything here? I don't think so. So let's go in at Bravo. Hour, 0 fuel weight. We're planning with 67.6 tons. It's always the funny numbers. No, we're not actually. Why do we have that in here, but it's something else in the flight plan? Let's go with this, 67.6. Also, the APU is available, so let's give it the bleed and disconnect the external power. Our CG currently is 31.7. Will that move or will that stay? I don't know. Let's just put it in. Okay, sorry. 31.7. And we have a block fuel of 6.6, which is also incorrect, but for some reason this plane can't get it right. Fuel 0, fuel weight, 0 fuel weight, CG, disagree. Cool. I'm just putting in what you're telling me, plane. I think it was the VREF, that's your landing speed. Yeah, as I told you when you were streaming, it basically just depends on what you're putting in the FMS. For example, now I've been putting in everything in the FMS, even though it's complaining, but when we go to the landing phase now, it should already tell us, yeah. So the VREF is the approach speed here in the Airbus. Here it's called VAP. That's 128. So 128 is the speed with which we approach the runway, and 123 is the actual speed we're supposed to touch down with. And in the CJ4 that you were flying, or no, the Citation X you were flying, it's called VREF. That's the approach speed. Zero fuel weight. Zero fuel CG, disagree. Alright, we'll just wait until that's finished. How far along are we? Almost done. Cargo is in. Can I dismiss the GPU? Yes. Also, I need to put away the trucks myself, I think. Ciao. And reopen the door, because me leaving the aircraft always closes the door for some stupid reason. Cool. But this side I still don't get. Why is here planned weight 67.6, but it's 66.5. I mean, it's only half a ton. It shouldn't make that much of a difference with an aircraft this big, but still. And then the CG. Well, now it's 31.7. Oh no, it's been that all along. But it doesn't like that, obviously. But it's what you're telling me, airplane. Let's try 66.6. Maybe that's... using... Huh? Using cosine x0? Why? No. Still complaining. Why are you complaining? Anyways, let's... while we are waiting for the boarding to complete, let's do a checklist. Do we have checklists here? Please tell me we have a checklist here. We don't. Cool. Alright, let me pull up my own. 1 second. Alright, cockpit preparation checklist. Gear pins and covers are removed, of course. Fuel quantity, we have 6,600 kilograms balanced in the tanks. The seatbelt signs are on, as we can also see here. The ADIRS are all in nav. Let's check that. IRS, nav, cool, thank you. And the barrel ref is QNH1019 on both sides, indicating 30 feet. And that's the cockpit preparation checklist completed. Wonderful. And that's the boarding completed. Nice. Well, according to GSX, not according to this. So let's try to finish that. Cool. 31.6 we have now. Why is the fuel not what we have to have? This is so weird, this plane. Really, so weird. We're supposed to have block fuel. Oh no, I just can't read. My bad, sorry. I'm tired. Okay, fuel is good. The rest should be good as well. So let's go for 31.6 and let's hope it just isn't complaining. Alright. Let's cross-check the fuel here. 3.3 tons for the trip, which is surprisingly little. Yeah, looking sort of good. 1 ton for the final reserve, 600 kilos for the alternate. Let's go with 700 for the alternate here. Yeah, cool. Gives us 30 minutes extra. I planned for 20 minutes extra, so that's good. Let's... how does this work again? Because this is the... okay. That. Okay. 1215. Thank you. And switch, please. Cool. Jesus, this is tedious. Alright. Not that this will do anything, but let's put that on as well. Cool. Okie dokie. Let's see the cabin. Chicken tikka masala plus Madeira perfect combo. Yeah, let's see the cabin. Oh, we're looking. Oh, no one there. That's sad. But we'll just pretend. And the food's in here, well, so don't you worry. We'll heat that up for you later. But for now, let's get in here, close everything up, and get the hell out of here. Alright, so this apparently is good now, so what's left is the performance. So let's calculate. So we're taking off, not off runway 10, runway 28. The wind 270 with 12. We're having 24 degrees and 1019 on the altimeter. Let's also put the 24. Oh, it doesn't even want the the temperature anymore. That's interesting. The CEO Airbuses, they wanted the temperature. Well, I'm not complaining. 23 degrees now. Let's recheck the METAR before we calculate. No, everything the same. We don't talk about me crashing into the water.
For traffic, Portugal 1967, taxiing to runway 28.
Oh, that's this guy. How heavy are we? We have a takeoff weight of 73. So hang on, that's 72, yeah, 73. Config 1, we leave the air condition on, NTI is off. Alright. Calculate. Here it's saying 0.2 up. Oh no, it's saying minus 0.2 up, so actually 0.2 down. Okay, got it. Cool, 29, 31, 40. Flex 48, I believe it said, and flaps 1, 0.2 down. So 29, 31, 40, 29, 31, 40, 0.2 down, and flaps 1. Yeah, actually, let me adjust that, that annoys me. Shift 5. Yeah, that's a bit better. Cool. Then, before start checklist, parking brake is currently set. And we'll keep it that way for now. Takeoff speeds and thrust, we have just inserted, windows are closed, beacon can go on. And we prepare for pushback. I think there's no need to... Oh, actually there's a 350 now. Alright, let's call it then. Porto, correction, Faro, traffic, Air Portugal 5, Echo Bravo pushing back, position 316, Faro. Jesus, forgot where we are for a minute. Easier than Boeing, it depends where we, basically it depends on what you started with. For me it's easier because it's been what I've known all my
For
life,
traffic, Portugal 1967, line up, take off runway 28.
But if you started out with Boeing, then Boeing's probably easier. I would say Airbus is a bit more intuitive if it's like the first plane you learn. Boeing is a bit more traditional and makes a bit more sense if you come from other planes and that's what you're used to. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. We would like to face east. Short push, long push. First line, second line. I've got no idea.
Faro traffic, Griffin Street and Whiskey, we have an issue with our engine, we are starting again approach to runway 38.
Parking brakes, please.
Emergency landing, Griffin Street and Whiskey.
Alright, let's release the parking brake and commence the push.
Commencing push.
This is so annoying, I swear to God. Ooh, we're pushing and it's only 34 minutes. I think that's a new record on the stream. There goes our colleague. Where is he flying to? He's flying to...
Clear to
Faro?
start engines.
His flight plan says Faro to Faro, so... Anyways, let's start the engines. So, engine master to start, and engine 1 start.
set parking brake. Unlocking gear.
Also, I'm doing a flight school every Saturday till December. I think I'm flying Cessna 152, I think. You're going to flight school? That's cool. How old are you, Webby? I don't want to assume, but I thought you were like 14, 15? When can you start? I thought you can start the PPL with 16 years old?
Tow truck disconnected, bypass pin removed. Left
I'm
is
not
clear,
sure.
right is clear.
Let me know, but that's super cool. That's amazing. Alright, engine 1 is started up. That guy's going to Lisbon, by the way, the 350. So let's start engine 2. Engine 1 looking good. Oh, we have the barking, the PTU. Dog on board. Haven't heard that in a while. But also I haven't been
Traffic
flying.
within 3 Tango Whiskey making a visual approach to runway 28.
I haven't been flying a 320 for a while. And is it the guy coming back? No, it's not. Oh, hang on, look at this. I need to show you that. Hang on. There we go. Alright, that's the guy that's doing the visual approach that just called in, coming in from Gatwick, and that's the guy that just took off, that's going from Faro to Faro. And look, his flight plan is gonna draw Leto on the map, whatever that means. But I doubt that he can make sharp turns like that. But damn, this must have taken forever to plan. Did he put anything in the notes, remarks? No. That's interesting. Alright, let's get back to it. Engine 2 is started, so engine master back to norm, APU can go off, APU bleed can go off, strobes to auto. Are they in auto? Yes. What else? Set the flaps, arm the speed brakes, set the trim.
Further back to medic 105, pushing, starting, facing the east.
Okay, I think. So we're 0.2 down. Like this. Anything else after start? I guess we can... Oh yeah, the transponder. Where is it now? Here. How do I activate it? TCAS. No. ATC. Transponder. Auto. And TCAS above. TCAS mode. Standby, please. Alright. Cool. Alright. And let's switch on radar and
Start traffic
PWS.
within 3 Tango Whiskey, join final runway 28, start traffic.
Do we see him? No. Cool. After start, checklist, anti-ice is off, ECM status is checked, pitch trim is set, and rudder trim is neutral. And in that case, I would say we can start the taxi. We'll do the flight control check on taxi out. Where will we taxi? Let's see. So So we are here right now. So we are gonna continue on. No, let's just go Bravo, Papa, and then runway 28. Faro traffic, TAP, correction, Portugal 5 Echo Bravo, taxiing runway 28 via Bravo and Papa, Faro. Cool. Alright, feet on the brake.
For the Air Portugal, this is Nomadic 105. I'm also ready for taxi, but I'll let you go in front of me.
Roger, thank you. Parking brake is off, and clear on the right, clear on the left. Let's get rolling. Brakes are checked. Pressure is 0, so let's go with auto brake max. Takeoff config we can test, it's normal, and we'll just wait for Kevin ready. Oh Jesus, why is it so sensitive, the nose wheel steering? So you are 13, okay, yeah, that's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure not to put an age too young. Is that an import here, I think? It stands to like 12 times in Madeira, about 7. Damn, you really like Madeira. But yeah, that's cool. So are you're just gonna get some flight hours here and there, or what on earth is happening? Whoa. He's dying. Alright, let's continue. Clear on the right, let's turn left here. Yeah, so you're just gonna get some flight hours here and there, I assume then, because as I said, I think you can't get the PPL before the age of 16, and then you can only fly under supervision until 17, I think. I'm not too sure about this. I think the LAPL, so the ultralight license, you can get before, but yeah. Takeoff and land back kind of thing, not really sure yet, to be honest. Alright. Yeah, well, that's super cool. That's basically what I'm starting to do next week. But more on that later. So let's do the flight control check. We have everything down here, so let's go for ailerons. That's full left. Full right. Neutral. Elevators. Full up. Full down. Neutral. And go for the rudder. Full right and full left. Wrong way around, but that doesn't matter. Neutral. Cool. Flight controls check is completed, so let's go for the taxi checklist. I'm sure I forgot something because I'm so all over the place mentally. Flight controls checked. Flap setting config 1+F. Radar PWS is, I believe, on an auto because it's a bit different here in the Neo. But yeah, it's both on system 2, so I guess both is on. Engine mode selector is normal. And the ECAM memo is takeoff no blue. Cabin is ready as well. So that's the taxi checklist completed. Wonderful. Yeah, I will take plenty of videos, but I'll have to see if and where I post them. Are we seeing that Gatwick guy land? I think he just died, to be honest. That was the guy that was nosediving down there. Let me check on Vatsim radar. Yeah, he disconnected. He crashed. So yeah, RIP. And the other guy that was drawing his stuff in the sky is also gone. Faro traffic, Air Portugal 5 Echo Bravo lining up runway 28, Faro. Alright, let's focus. Let's get rid of the music. I think it's not really audible anyways. Right after that turn. Damn, that 350 is sneaking up on me. Alright, let's put on the lights. And the strobes. Are we good on the approach sector? Yep, looking clear. 3 hours for nothing, yeah, basically. Alright. Then let's stop here for just a second. Let's put on the TCAS to TARA. I don't know why altitude reporting is off right now. Let's monitor that, because it should be on. And we have a lineup checklist, I believe. Or we should, anyways. It's not on my checklist, but takeoff runway is 28, PAX 1 and 2 are off, and TCAS is TARA, and that's the lineup checklist completed. So we're going out on the, what was it? Atoll 1 Victor departure. And Faro traffic, Portugal 5 Echo Bravo, taking off runway 28, Atoll 1 Victor departure, last call, Faro. Cool. Let's get out of here. Parking brake off. Why is the TCAS still in standby? It says TCAS standby here. Why? It's in TARA. Anyways. 50%. And that's Manflex 48 SRS runway, autothrust blue. Off we go. Finally. It's been weeks. Sim is a bit quiet for me, I hope it's better for you. Alright, that's 100 knots. Wind is a bit from the left, which was expected. And that's V1, rotate. Careful. Do not tail strike. Nav. Positive climb, gear up. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright. Lower the nose, accelerate, thrust, climb, climb, auto thrust. It keeps saying TCAS standby. But it is on. Altitude reporting is still off, so let's put that on. TCAS above, ATC auto. Maybe if I put it in TA. Oh, TA it likes. Let's go flaps up. Right now we're doing 1500 feet per minute, but also we're still accelerating. We'll do a bit more once we have reached our climb speed of 250. Which is right about now, so we're gonna have to pull up the nose a bit. Now we're doing 2400, 2500. You can see it here on the right. On the right of the altimeter. That's the transition altitude. So let me just get out of the turn. Okay, now we're doing 4000 a minute. I have not landed at Gibraltar yet, but that's also a good idea. They have a really interesting approach there. Oh, what's it called again? Something like radar assisted approach. Alright, let's go standard. So we're passing flight level 065 right about now, so that's checked. Excuse me. And let's go open climb. because it restricts us from the next waypoint, but that's pointless basically. We're supposed to be below flight level 80 here, but why would we? Yeah, ATC would clear us way above that probably, so let's go for the autopilot. Jesus. And let's go up to 37,000 feet. Thrust climb, open climb, flight level 370 is blue. Damn, climbing with 4,000 feet per minute. That's wild. But we are pretty light, I guess. It's a short flight, we're not fully booked, so... Isn't she beautiful? Alright, that's 10,000, so let's switch off the lights. And I forgot the damn clock again. Always. The bloody clock. I always forget it. There we go. Let's go airports here. So, our routing is basically just straight across the sea. That's the rest of Portugal here. Why? Oh, that's why. Yeah, that's better. Alright. Why are the numbers so weird? Well, it is a default plane after all. Yes, it is Vatsim, but there is no ATC online right now, sadly. Around Lisbon there's some ATC right now, so I hoped there will be some here as well, but maybe when we go back, if we go back this stream, then we'll have some ATC. But for now, just us. Yeah, I like both liveries as well, but I just really like the retro liveries. They just have so much character compared to many of the new ones, but it is what it is. Yeah, Mayhem, I know that I can get passengers if I load the aircraft with the default menu here, which I hate with all my heart, so that's why I'm not doing that basically, because I don't want to mess up the weights, because I feel like if I load the aircraft through this, and also the EFB, and then also through GSX, it's gonna mess everything up, and yeah, I don't want to risk that. Gibraltar, right, yeah, so let me check that real quick. It's something like a radar-assisted approach, don't quote me on that. I actually don't know the code. Oh, LXGB, that's cool. Oh yeah, here, SRA. That's a surveillance radar approach. So it's not like an ILS or an RNAV approach, so that you have like an indication in the plane how high you need to be. It is actually the guy in the tower, the ATC controller, that tells you how high you are and if you need to be higher or lower. So they guide you down the whole thing basically, and they tell you, oh, you're a bit too high, you're a bit too low, you're on profile, and stuff like that. And it's a really old system, and Gibraltar is the only airport I've seen so far where this is still apparently in use. So yeah, it's quite interesting for both runways as well. And I mean, for this runway they could just put in an ILS, but I guess they didn't want to buy the equipment because it's too expensive or whatever. But yeah, quite interesting. We should head there after Madeira. Yeah, no, I think Madeira is enough of a difficult approach for me right now. As I said, I'm incredibly tired mentally and physically because of the last week. It was very exhausting. So if we do another stream, we're just going to Lisbon or something. But we will go to Gibraltar as well someday. And you're building Madeira in Minecraft. Jesus, that's cool. I wanted actually to also start a Minecraft world and build an airport. Maybe even do that on stream while we're doing some long hauls or something like that. But I'm not sure if it handles, if my PC can handle the sim, the Minecraft, and the recording at the same time. Probably not. It will just die in flames. But yeah, that's cool. Not really. It's normally Madeira at all. Not how do what? Whatever. You seriously need to take some time for typing because I have no idea what you're trying to tell me. Anyways, I'm gonna get myself a glass of Pepsi. I will be right back. Okie dokie. I am back. How are we looking? Climbing steadily. We could switch off the seatbelt signs. Let our lovely passengers roam the cabin. And yeah, not much is gonna happen for the next hour, so. Yeah, basically nothing. But yeah, it's gonna be alright. Oh, some traffic over there. What do we have? It's not even looking like Madeira. Well, maybe with time. But I'm sure it's fun. It's the process. How do papillates even work? Great question. It's actually relatively simple. Let me pull something up. So, PAPI means Precision Approach Path Indicator. And basically, relatively easy if you look at this. So you have these lights. Sometimes there's 2 sets of lights next to the runway. Sometimes there's only one, to the left or to the right. And it says it all here. If you have all whites, you're way too high. If you have 3 whites, 1 red, you are a little bit too high. If you have 2 whites, 2 reds, then you are perfectly on the approach path. And vice versa. If you have more reds than whites, you're too low. If you have only reds, you're way too low. And that's basically it. So, quite simple. And oh, you want to know how they know it? It's basically just optical. How do I explain that? Wait, let me see if there's an image. Basically, how to explain this? I don't know if there is. Oh yeah, this picture maybe this picture is good. So there's, I guess there is 2 sets of lights, and depending on the angle that you're looking at it, you either see the red one or the white one. Hang on. Where is everything? Oh yeah, right. So what do they say here? I don't know. Yeah, so depending if you're looking from high above, you only see the white surface. So it's basically an angle. Let's say it's an angled surface, and on the top it's glowing white, and on the bottom it's glowing red. And depending on which angle you're looking at it, you either see the top white surface or the lower red surface. It's not quite how it works, but you get the principle, right? Yeah. It's something you think it is. You would think that it's super complicated, but it's actually super simple. But yeah, and these are basically what you're looking at, or what you're referencing right before landing. You have the ILS, of course, with the glide slope and everything, but the glide slope basically ends here, or depending on where the ILS antenna is. And at some point you switch to a visual reference as soon as you have the runway in sight. Basically, you can switch to the visual reference of puppies. In the sim, sometimes they're misaligned, which is a bit annoying, but yeah. And then there's also a VASI, which in principle is more or less the same. It's just arranged differently. Yeah, like this. It is. The lights are behind each other, not next to each other. And like that. If all are red, you're below. If all are white, you're above. And if 2 red, 2 whites, you're on the glide path. It's a bit less precise because you don't have the 3 whites, 1 red, or 3 red, 1 white. But yeah, same principle. I also got SimBrief, but I got no idea how it works. I generate a flight plan, blah blah, but when it generates waypoints, where can I see like what heading and altitude I need to be and speed? That's the thing, Wabi, you don't need that. You don't need that information at all, basically, if you set up your plane correctly. But hang on, you can actually, I think, when you go briefing preview, when you have the actual flight plan, or else if you go view PDF, you have the actual flight plan, and this is what a real flight plan looks like. The format depends on the airline, but for example, both airlines I worked for used this format, so this could as well be a real flight plan for the airline I worked for. If you go over here, flight log, then you see actually each waypoint. You see your top of climb, your top of descent, and you see the coordinates for each waypoint, the flight level for each waypoint. Actually, oh yeah, that's magnetic track, which is basically your heading, or not quite. So you have magnetic track and true track. For all intents and purposes, let's focus on the magnetic track. Don't ask me what the I means. And the magnetic track is basically the direction of your route on the map. Your heading, on the other hand, won't necessarily be the same because you may have to adjust for the wind. If we take a look at the sim, we see that we are heading towards... Gosh, why are the numbers so blurry here? I tweaked the settings a bit to make it more stable, so maybe it's that, and that plane can't handle it that well, but anyways. So our heading is 262, so that's 260, 265, so we're 262, that's where our nose is pointing at. Our track, however, is the green line here, which is 258, 259. And that's because we have a head and crosswind from the right. So the wind is pushing us to the left. So if we were basically just heading the same way that our track is going, we wouldn't stay on the track because the wind would push us left off track, and to counteract that our nose is pointing to the right. Anyways, I digress. So in the flight plan, so you have your track, of course, and in the flight then you will adjust the heading for the wind and so on and so forth, but the plane will do that for you because because if you have the plane set up correctly and you're flying in nav mode, then you don't need the heading at all. The altitude you decide yourself, but you don't need, you're not flying a plane with headings, basically, or a plane that has a modern FMS with a flight plan and everything. So I actually saw that when I tuned into your stream, that you have some stuff in here, but you are doing everything with headings, which is fine. It's basically what everybody does at first. I started out like that as well when I was your age and started with flight simming. But when you have set everything up correctly, when you have the flight plan in here, and you have the nav mode engaged, it should be called nav mode, I think, as well in the Citation X, then the plane will follow everything by itself. No need to be harsh on yourself, Webby. It's everybody starts somewhere, and what you are doing is basically the basics. And of course, you start out with the basics and not with the hard stuff, right? So no one's a professional, or no one's born a professional. I'm doing flight simming since, I guess, Jesus, how old am I? Yeah, right, since 15 years, actually, which is crazy to say. But serious flight simming like this, that I know how to work all the systems of different aircraft even, I've been doing that for 3 years, I think. And before that, I've been just playing around a bit. I had no idea how anything here works, and just like you probably, I had no idea what this even is, how you operate this at all, the FMS. So all I did is get in the plane, press Ctrl E to start the engines, just give it full thrust, take off somehow, and use the heading to point the plane where I wanted to go. But I had no idea even how to tune an ILS or anything. Why are we in TA only? Oh, because that's the only way it accepts the TCAS, right? Well, now it accepts TARA. Yeah, anyways. So yeah, I started out the same way you did, and it's a process. It takes time to master it, and from what I've been seeing the past weeks, since I've been starting streaming and since you've been in chat and telling me how you're doing with everything, you've been making tons of progress, probably at a way faster pace than I ever did. So yeah, that's good. And when you will start flying in your flight school, when you will do your flight training, then you will also you will start with the basics. So, and then you will get a better picture of what you're actually doing and what you have to do in the sim as well. Yeah, it's weird that PS5 is on a different server. Xbox is on the same server, but PS5 is different. I guess it makes sense. Xbox is also Microsoft, and I guess the server infrastructure is handled by Microsoft, but it's a bit, yeah, it's a bit sad. How did you get better? Well, practice. That's what I've been telling you since day one, practice. The more often you do something, the better you get at it, obviously. And yeah, try to use the checklists. I've been watching tons of other streamers and YouTubers, watching tons of tutorials, and at some point when you get the principle behind it, you don't even need the tutorial anymore. You just need the checklist to see how, in which order you need to do things for different airplanes. But in general, I mean, an A321 is not that much different from a 737. Both have wings, both have engines, both have a cockpit, of course, and it's only natural that everything is handled in a similar manner. And once you get the principle behind it, the things that you see, yeah, they look a bit different, but that's just because different aircrafts or different manufacturers name their stuff a bit different, but essentially it works the same, and they position the buttons in a bit of a different place. But essentially, this thing works more or less the same as a Boeing. The stuff is just relocated, basically. Anyways, we've reached Alt Cruise, and our low-speed Mach buffet is, or Mach, Jesus, our low-speed buffet margin is quite low. So what's our optimum altitude is actually 1,000 feet higher. I don't feel comfortable with that, so we're gonna stay right here. It's 18:16 right now, and we will land in less than an hour. Ooh, and there's someone behind us. Anyone flying from Sydney to Dubai or something? Probably, yeah. We can have a look in a minute. Also, have you found Alpha 1 in Vatsim? Who's Alpha 1? Or what's Alpha 1? Is that a call sign, a player? Or what do you mean? But we can have a look. So the guy behind me is probably this Ryanair. From Lisbon to Funchal. And let's see, he's going to Singapore, he's going Brisbane, Dubai. There you go. Qantas 3. It's not Sydney, but Sydney's right here, so basically the same. He's been online for only an hour. He's been offline that whole time. Oh no, that's me. sorry. He's been online for 8 hours. And he's only halfway there. Jesus. And then there's people doing something like Auckland, Dallas. Jesus Christ. Alright, but he's been only online for 20 minutes, but yeah, that's crazy. Crazy stuff. Some people flying in Siberia. And we're doing only this little bit here. Yeah, insane. Oh, we have more people. Yeah, I believe it's so blurry because I reduced the texture resolution, which with most planes is not an issue, and this is something that causes a lot of stutters. But since I did that, my sim is very stable. But it seems like, as you can see, I mean, the rest is crisp and sharp, but for some reason here on that screen it seems to have an impact, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, there's plenty of people going to Madeira, like this guy, that's 1,200 feet below us. The Ryanair, he's going to Madeira. Let's see, who else? So this TAP, come on, A320neo, also Madeira. Oh, he isn't, who's that? Huh? That's weird. Here. Easy. Is it EasyJet? A320? Not sure. But we can also go to Madeira. There's 18 flights inbound right now. So if we click here, it should show us all of them, yeah. Oh, someone coming from Stuttgart. Oh, there's even from Warsaw 2 people. Maybe that's Oscar. Still no ATC, yeah, sadly. I mean, maybe if we're going back and Lisbon is still online, then we'll have ATC there, but for now it's gonna be a calm ride. But, yeah, so this guy, the Ryanair, that guy, oh, this Ryanair from Porto. Ooh, that guy with an A340. And we have Lufthansa, that's the one for Stuttgart. It's so cool that you can see all the... Oh no, where'd he go? Huh? There. Why are the tracks disappearing? Yeah, anyways. What number you floor landed? Guess. What? Dude. If you're typing on phone, switch on autocorrect, please. Or do you mean you just landed? Or... because I'm not following. But we're almost halfway there already, so we can prepare. Oops. The approach. But this is weird, this shouldn't be that high. Never mind, okay. Alright then, let's check the weather. So 10:23, so let's set that already for later. And let me write that down. So the wind 0 to 0 with 12 still. Gusting 24, that's new. Variable between 330 and 070. We have 10 kilometers or more visibility. Scattered clouds at 1,500 feet above the airport. 24 degrees and dew point is 17 and QNH 1023. Great. That's gonna be interesting with the gusting wind. Alright. Now let's see. So we would like to take... Oh, that's interesting. We have VOR approaches even. But no, we're gonna take the good old RNAV. I hope this thing can do RNAV approaches. I don't even know. Oh, crap. Let's see. Long flight that it was Preveza to Azores. You mean Preveza? Yeah, but Greece to the Azores, that's quite long, yeah. Then was the Canada to London, Stansted, you saw that one, yeah. Yeah, I think the longest I did was either Germany to Canada or the other way around, to Calgary, or back from Calgary, something like, I think 9 hours was the longest I did, but yeah, I only do that when I have the whole day off and I know I'm gonna stay home the whole day and only have to do some chores. But yeah, that's that's crazy. Anyways, approach. So, runway 05. We have several RNP approaches, circling VOR DME or VOR visual. So the interesting thing, yeah, man, Cessna 152 from London City to Sydney. All right, let's see how long it takes with aerial refueling. Let's go, new flight. What's London City? Is it Echo Golf Lima Yankee, or was it no, Lima Charlie, right? I think so. That's Sydney, and no, not in the Hercules. Jesus. Cessna 1. Oh, there isn't even a profile for the 152. All right, let's go the 172 then. Oh, marginally faster. Jeez, look at the number of waypoints. Hang on, what do you mean scheduled block time 5:45? Oh, probably. I know why. Because it probably can't display more than 24 hours, so it's gonna be 29 hours and 45 minutes. But honestly, is one day and 6 hours even enough, or is it maybe even 2 days and 6 hours? But Jesus, and that's even with airways in between. All right, hang on. I want to generate that and see what it says. What do we have? So we're going till... Yeah, it's almost halfway around the world. Sydney is at 150 east, so that's still... So this would be to New Zealand or Fiji. To Fiji would be pretty much halfway around the world, because that's at 180 east, or also 180 west. No, I think it's more... I think it's 2 days, actually, where we... Insufficient terrain clearance en route, because we're flying above above the Himalayas. Flight exceeds aircraft range. Oh, you don't say. Fuel deficit. It's completely broken. Oh, we even have ETOPS down here. No, it's completely broken. Jesus. Invalidate. Yeah, it can't handle it. Jesus, what on earth? Yeah, it's completely broken. But we have a we can calculate it actually. So we have a distance of 9,217 miles, right? So if we go cruise speed, what do we have? 122 knots. So that's 122 miles per nautical miles per hour. do it. No chance in hell. Maybe, I don't know what my price would be, but there's a lot of zeros behind that number. So that means if I divide that by 122, technically we should get the amount of hours it takes, right? Cool, 75. Divide that by 24. So that's 3 days and probably the 6 hours. Jesus. Yeah, let's do it. 100 subscriber special. Nah, no chance in hell. So, we have company. I don't see any. But well, okay, he's 40 miles behind us, so this annoys me. Yeah, anyways. Someone flew to America somehow. Yeah, I mean, actually, that happens in real life. For example, ferry flights. You buy a Cessna from the factory in the US, and you're located in Europe. They have to fly it somehow over here. Or you buy a Diamond, which is manufactured in Austria, and it's it's customer in the Americas. Of course, you have to get it over there somehow. So They are flying to Iceland and Greenland and then Canada. So when you land, let's see other people land too. Yeah, if it doesn't take too long, but if we do another flight, then we'll be on the ground anyways for a bit. I would love to see that A340 land, but I'm not sure if we'll be there for long enough. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the diamonds as well. I actually started flying on the diamond on the DA40. The DA40 is alright, but the DA42, the twin engine, which we also fly later when we do the multi-engine stuff, I don't like it at all. It looks like a dragonfly to me. It looks like an insect, and I hate insects. What should I wait for, Webby? I'm waiting. I'm waiting aggressively. While I snack my chocolate. Any United landing Madeira, that would be cool. If there's a United 737 MAX pulling up, but I don't think so, no. I didn't see any. I'm not sure if someone's... I mean, for sure someone must have done that on Vatsim, right? Be crazy if not. Alright, sorry, I need to check something. Check, yeah, okay. Let's see. Doesn't look like it. What's happening there? Yeah, they are flying in formation basically. That's cool. No, it doesn't look like it, but we can see here all the flights. So we have from Porto, from Faro, that's us. No, hang on, what's that? Ah, no, Papa Tango's Lisbon. So Lisbon, Faro, Porto, Lisbon, Stuttgart, Lisbon. It's Barcelona, I think. That's Moscow, Lisbon. With Concorde, Jesus. British Airways. Why would you fly a British Airways Concorde from Lisbon to Madeira? Jesus, look at what's going on in Lisbon. Yeah, here it is. Willie! Oh no, Will. Sadly, I don't have a working model for the Concorde, so when someone flies the Concorde on Vatsim, it doesn't get displayed, which I'm really sad about. I haven't been able to fix that, because especially when you fly to JFK or something, there's always a Concorde there, and you can either it displays like an Airbus or something, or it just displays nothing. If it displays another aircraft, you can see how fast it is when taking off, because they have a rotation speed of like 250 knots or something. Well, not that much, but a lot. And you can actually see it, but for some reason I can't get it to display the Concorde itself. Yeah, Lisbon is packed. I guess there's an event today. Bucharest, Riga, Summer by the Sea, Brussels. Oh, no. Alright, but it's Friday, so I guess it's just the weekend. Yeah. Unlucky for us down here in Faro, but what can you do? Alright, it's time to prepare the approach. Not quite possible, no. If there's no database who has previously been flying to an airport, sadly. That would be cool. Let me check if someone uploaded it, maybe. That's in Newark, Madeira. Oh yeah. Someone did. Hang on. Here. You can actually watch it, Captain Canada, which is quite a big streamer. 1 year ago. With the iFly Max, Real World United Ops, Newark, Madeira. 6.5 hours. So yeah. Someone actually did it. I mean, probably plenty of people did it, but that's the only... Oh, here's another one. This one. Newark, Madeira. Yeah. Another one. So yeah, if you're interested, Webby, check YouTube. Just type in Vatsim, Newark, Madeira, then you will see it. Captain Canada was the first one, and the other ones I don't know who they were, but there were a few. You'll find it. This is so weird. On the default Airbuses, at some point, the terrain radar turns purple. And I have found out at on the A330s, at least, when I switch it off and I switch it on here, and I play around with the range a bit. Come on. Alright, now it's completely... Okay, there we go. And if I switch it off again and switch it on here... Yep, it's gone. I have met 2 streamers in Vatsim on the frequency, yeah. EasyJet SimPilot, I think I've met twice, and Airnaut, which is another somewhat popular known YouTuber, I've met as well. But EasyJet SimPilot was a really easy one to notice because he has such a characteristic voice, unique voice. And probably others that I don't know. Anyways, enough yapping. let's do the bloody approach. Let me try to research real quick. If that thing is able to do an RNF approach. It seems it is. Alright, let's just try it. If not, we can go in visually or tune the VOR approach just out of curiosity. So we have the circling VOR DME. So we go via Porto Santo, then to Funchal VOR, which is here on that peninsula. From there, we continue to DME distance 3.6. From there, we go entirely visual. That's a cool approach, to be honest. I would like to do that in an older aircraft. But we can pick the RMP approach. So we have the RMP Alpha, RMP Zulu. What the hell is that? Oh, hang on, that's the full thing. Let's try that. Wait, and what's the RMP Yankee? That's coming in from the south. Okay. Let me guess, EasyJet pilot always fly EasyJet. Yeah, you got it. It's shocking, I know, but yeah, he's a real life EasyJet pilot, and his channel name is actually EasyJet SimPilot. So, unsurprisingly, he only flies EasyJet in the sim, and there's a lot of orange on his channel. Yeah, but he's a nice guy. I like him. I don't watch him really, but whenever I do, it's nice. Alright. What's our last waypoint? Raccoon. Oh, right. I don't even know what our arrival is. Raccoon 1 Papa. Well, he streamed it, so if the VOD is still online, he flew to Salzburg, and I flew over Salzburg. And you could actually hear my voice in the stream, yeah, but probably would take forever to find it. If we do the return flight then, and we have some time, I can try and look for it. And the second time, to be honest, I don't remember. When I was on the same frequency with him, and this aeronaut guy was on Copenhagen, on ground, when I was flying to Greenland. So, the Raccoon 1 Papa was it, right? So, we're inbound Raccoon here, overfly Porto Center to Mike Alpha 534, and then to Pilim. And Pilim will be our last waypoint of this arrival. And then, we're heading straight for the RMP. So the RMP Alpha actually starts at Pilim. The RMP Zulu also starts at Pilim. And we don't have to do that segment visually, we should have all the indications. So let's try that. Arnav Zulu. Right? Right. And Raccoon 1 Papa. Transition. None. Approach wires. Pin in. Insert. Alright, let's see. Let's put this into plan mode. Something like that. Gibraltar next. Not today, but we can try it soon. Would be cool to make it with to fly to Gibraltar when ATC is online and try out this surveillance radar approach, because I've never seen it in practice, let alone done it myself. I've only learned about it in the flight school, that it even exists. So, Raccoon. Yeah, calm down. Which is here. Let's decrease the range a bit. Then we have Mike Alpha 534. And we should be above 4,000, which we have here. Then we have Pilim above 3,000. And apparently, wait, let's read. Is there anything else we need to know? Max 280 between 245 and 100, max 250 at or below 100, max 220 at or below flight level 70. We'll try to adhere to that. Let's see if I remember. If I remember it. Okay. Rest is basically irrelevant. Terrain clearance should not be an issue if we stay above 4,000. So let's go for the RMP Zulu. At Pilim, max 230, which we have here, and above 3,000, as we said. Then we have Mike Alpha 530 and 528. And we need to be above 2,000. Then we have 526, max 195 knots. Then we have 522 with maximum 160 knots. 520, 504, and 502. And yeah, so we start the descent at 522. So basically here, when we are on the base leg, basically. At 520 we need to be 1,200 feet high. 504, 890, and 502, 390 feet. Our missed approach point is here, just before 502. Yeah. Well, we'll see what we do. I mean, the weather is good, so we can abort the approach basically at any point that we need to. And yeah, of course we have all the terrain next to us. I need to remember to record that. Need to do St. Bart's or Saba next time you go into North America. I would love that, actually. And I would love to learn the Twin Otter that is in the sim here. I think I bought a Twin Otter for FSX back in the day. I think I bought it for MSFS2020 when it was still available. And it is in the default sim here. I have never flown it once. But it's such a cool plane with such cool operations. So we're definitely going to do that in the future. But don't ask me when, please. Alright, missed approach, just finish the snail, basically. Follow that. Try not to crash into anyone else approaching. And then we're going to Modex hold and see what we do. Okay. Minimums. 520. Yep. So let's go here. 520. And put in the landing data. Let's recheck the weather. When what? When we go to North America again? Dude, I have no idea. As I said, I just finished the exams and everything. I had some private, personal stuff I needed to figure out, and we needed to study a lot, and I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep nearly enough recently, so yeah, I'm glad I could make the stream today. I knew I planned it for, was it Tuesday? So yeah, it's a bit annoying that I had to postpone everything, but at least now I have a few days off, but I need to prepare myself for the flight lessons. So the weather is more or less the same. The gusts have left. So let's put in 1023. 23 degrees. The wind 020 with 16 knots. Transition altitude. Not that it matters that much. Let's do 6,000. And we're gonna land 4 flaps. Cool. When would we like to commence our descent? So we want to be 3,000 at PLN. I think it can't hurt to be down there a bit early. Actually, that's 10 miles. Let's say we're 4,000. Yeah, let's go for 4,000 at 5:30 to 5:30. It is still 116 miles. 4,000. We are at 37,000. That gives us 33,000 in height difference. Times 3 is 99, so 110. So we can descend, basically. Yeah, that's actually quite good. So let's go down to 10,000 first. And these planes are catching up. Oh, that looks good. Yeah, here someone is. Who is that? Oh, the 777 going to south. It's weird, it says diverted from Madeira. Weird. Oh, converted. I see. Alright. Can't wait for the Global 6000. Yeah, that's gonna be a nice plane. I won't fly it probably, because I'm not into business jets, but and yeah, I'll be fine. But still, preparation is key. And they made it very clear in the flight school that they expect us to be prepared properly, so don't want to let them down. Alright. That looks... We're going down quick, dude, what the hell? I mean, 3,000 feet per minute is okay, but it looks steep. All right. Let's go Tika's below. What else? What else? I'm lost. What did I want to do? Let's see landing performance. Or landing calculate. Alright, it only has to take off. Alright, let's try with... Hang on. First, how much will we weigh? Zero fuel weight 66.6 and we're supposed to land with 3.2. Let's make that 3.4, so we have 67, so we're landing with 70 tons. And let's use the sim brief calculator. Actually, let's go here. That's a bit more detailed. Landing. Can I can. Oh no! wrong flight. Jesus. Alright, hang on. I can do this. Yeah, 05, please in meters, and 72 we said, right? So, oh no, 70. Flaps full. That looks good. Please in hectopascal. Calculate. If we go, hang on, can't I? Oh, yeah, that's optimal. So that's with low, 1814. So let's see, how much runway do we have? We have 2,800. I would like to get Bravo intersection, so do we have the minimums here? We do. Do we have them really? Because I don't see them. Yeah, let's try low. Maybe we need to backtrack a bit, but we should be fine. Cool. Auto brake. Low. Oh, there he is. Oh. Looks a bit crippled. Yeah, I will try, but I mean, there's no need to force anything. I wonder why the model is so weird. Normally it looks good, but... Anyways. Quite cloudy. a bit below profile actually. Yeah. Let's... Oh no, not necessarily. That's when we reach 10,000, then we need to slow down, and then we need to go down to 4,000 anyways. Or 2,000 actually, so yeah, we'll be fine. Someone is crossing our path. How long left? I guess 20 minutes, something like that. 1919, yeah, 20 minutes. So Madeira should be somewhere around here. But I do not see it. That's Porto Santo, the little island next to Madeira. Somewhere around here the other guy should turn up in a bit. Oh no, why is slow? There we go. Someone is... Oh, he just disappeared. Hang on. There he is. But is it that guy? Maybe. Probably. Damn, that's good. That's the other guy I was talking about. The model looks a bit weird. Alright, can you fly to Antarctica? Technically, sure, why not? It exists in the sim. VR is going crazy. What? Hello? Could you calm down, please? Jesus. Thank you. My goodness. Alright. So, 70 miles till Madeira. Quite a bit windy up here, so let's put on the seatbelt signs. Yeah, so not that much to say. Let's see, is there someone on ground right now? He's approaching, so let's see where he parks, then I will select my parking. Other than that, I swear there's a runway there, IRL. You mean in Antarctica? Yeah, there's several. Yeah, several ice runways, stuff like that. So, let's talk about the approach again. So we are now inbound, we're somewhere right here, so we're inbound Mike Alpha 534, Alpha flying Porto Santo to Pilim. From Pilim, we basically just follow the line. We should have all the indications. We'll try to be at 2000 before 526, so somewhere around here. So we're stabilized at 2000, and then at 522 we're starting the descent. And try not to die, basically. Missed approach, right turn, and then southwest to Monek, and we'll see what we do from there. And apart from that, not that much to say, really. We should have good visibility. Can check the weather again in a minute. Gonna land on 05, try for taxiway Bravo. Maybe we need to backtrack to the apron. Not really complicated. Oh, I do see the sea. And that should be Porto Center. So this right here. Can't wait for this. Oh yeah, don't pressure me. Alright, let's see, let me start the flight recorder. At least the program. Alright. Cool. We are wiggling a bit. Seems to be gusty up here. I think with a bit of imagination you can make out Madeira back there. But it's more glitching through the clouds more than anything else. Alright, let's go a bit slower. Let's go down to 4,000. Oh yeah, we're way below profile, Jesus. I thought it would be a bit slippier aircraft. Yeah, this 3-degree rule, so the distance to go is the height difference times 3. It never really seems to work out. It's really just a rule of a very big thumb. So yeah, Porto Center down here. There's the airport. So if we can't land at Madeira at all, we're going here. But we should be fine today. And yeah, I will record the 5 feet per minute or fired. Oh no, boss, please. I have a family. Alright, we already slowed down a bit, but let's go manual speed now. Let's go 250. What did it say on the star, was it? So 250 below flight level 100, 220 below 70. So let's try for that. Yep, there's the runway. Oh yeah, that's way more nice, Wabby. Thank you for your generosity. Add 3 more zeros, and we can talk about it. Maybe 2 more zeros if I try really hard. Alright, let's go. Oh, Jesus, no. Let's go 1,000 feet per minute for now. Let's put the lights on. Jesus. Why are we putting the foot to the floor? Alright, we're overflying Porto Santo VOR. Let's go local QNH. So we're passing 8,200. That's checked. Let's go for an approach checklist. Barrow F, QNH 1023. Actually, let's recheck the weather. So hold the checklist. Yep, still current. So 1023, both sides. Seatbelts are on. Minimums, Barrow 520 feet. Auto brake is low, engine mode selector is norm. Let's arm the spoilers. Let's see, approach checklist completed. Realistically, if you gonna do 250 feet per minute and lower, I will call it a great landing. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. I really have no expectations. My landings are shit. There's the island. Quite low clouds. I mean, yeah, it's scattered 1,500 feet, but that's more broken than scattered, I would say. Well, depends which way you look at it. Here it's fine. Okie dokie. 7-0, so let's go 220. And we're approaching 4,000 feet right here. Where did we say? We want to be at 2,000. Between 528 and 526. So yeah. Let's put in 2,000 in the window. Looking good. I am a bit scared. Any traffic? Let's see. What do we have? Just us. Some people behind us. Where is he going? He is, I guess, making some... Oh no, I think he just forgot to descend, so he's putting in some delay vectors. So this guy... Oh, the one that parked is already gone, so we can go... Let's go Alpha 7. Cool. Funchal VOR, apparently in the middle of the sea. Hang on, where is... Oh, there's some lights behind that cloud there. Maybe it's actually there on the island. Yeah, we should see some people coming in, probably. Oh dear, oh my. Let me refill my Pepsi. Oh no, hang on, that's the island. Yeah, that makes more sense. I guess the VOR is on this bit. And we are below 4,000, so let's go speed 200. And let's go flaps 1. Speed checked, flaps 1. Yeah, that's a good point in time to seat the cabin crew actually. So you could either make a PA, cabin crew, seats for landing, or what my first operator did actually, let's get rid of the music, was recycle the seatbelt signs. So off and on. So we have bin bin. Let me start the recording actually. There we go. All right. We're approaching 2,000, 2,500. Let's check. Let's see. Alt final app nav is armed. No. I'm nervous. Gotta say. So field should be around here. I want to greet my grandma at this point. My friends. If I don't make it. My scroll wheel is screwed. Yeah, airport's over here. Sometimes windmills. The VOR should be somewhere down here. Oh no, actually it's over there. Nice to see you're just as excited as I am, but damn, look at this. Alright. This calls for a screenshot. Let's do this, Charlie, you got this. I don't know if I have actually, but let's go down to 180. Let's be... I'd rather be slow, quick. So let's go flaps 2, speed checked, flaps 2. Here they come. Nice. Alright, that's the vertical deviation bar coming in. And it should stay here now. And it's not. Why? Anyways, airport is a beam. Let's put the gear down. Well, the FMS actually says we're on profile, but the approach disagrees. But yeah, it's fine. And let's go down to 160. Full channel approach, Air Portugal 5 Echo Bravo is a beam. The threshold runway 05. Touching down in 2 to 3 minutes. Full channel. Alright, let's go. Flaps 3. Let's call the cabin. Cabin's ready. Tell them the dangers. Yeah, they're fine. They got it. They're ready. I hope the plane gets it now. No, let's activate the approach phase. Thank you. And let's go. Speed managed. Final approach mode is engaged. Let's go flaps full. Landing checklist. Go around altitude. 3,000 feet set. Cabin crew advise. Eco memo. Landing no blue. Landing checklist is completed. Alright. Don't Ryanair this. I'm trying my best. We don't have a lateral deviation bar. That's... We should... Well, I guess we're just following the flight directives, but... Why are we at 1600 already? We should be 1200 at 520. Alright, let me... Hang on. Alright, never mind. I'm trying to go manual from here. So that's... Manual thrust. Autopilot off, manual flight. So let's stay at 1600. 1200 at 520. Brace for impact. Hey, have some faith, okay? Nice sunset, isn't it? Phone shell traffic, Portugal 5 Echo Bravo on the base turn to final runway 05. Phone shell. Alright, looking acceptable so far. Say goodbye to your family. Jesus Christ. Let's see the threshold. I mean, it's fine. Bit fast right now, but a bit low. Jesus, Webby, calm down. This is getting very dark. We're way too low. Alright, at 5:04, we need to be 890.
1,000.
Oh, Jesus. Checked. In my memory, the turn was way tighter. Yeah, I'm trying, Webby. Alright, looking good so far. The vertical deviation bar I think is a bit off, but it's fine. We're getting fast, so let's slow down there. So at 502 we need to be 390. Yeah, looking good. And Funchal approach, tap 5 Echo Bravo on short final, runway 05, Funchal. Getting a bit low.
Minimum.
Continue. Overshooting a little bit here. That's fine, wind is pushing us over again.
400.
Yeah, I thought that would be way worse. Bang on the profile.
300.
Bit low. Ugh, Jesus.
200. 100. 40. 20. Retard. 10. 5. Retard.
Idle reverse. Spoilers. Reverse green. Decel. Honestly, this... I was quite low. But other than that, this was one of my best landings. Oh, Jesus. Okay, thrust idle. Manual brakes. Let's let it roll out. The tiller is hella sensitive lately. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Madeira. Arguably the most famous and difficult approach, they say, in Europe. We live. Alright, let's take this turn here. And full approach. Portugal 5 Echo Bravo vacated the runway and taxi to stand. Full shot. Great job, no one died. Thank you, boss. Thank you. It's a rare occasion, I know, but... Alright, let's clean up the aircraft. No, I'm happy with this, honestly. The wind was very stable, luckily. Strobes off. Landing lights off. Nose light taxi. Hey, taxi, I said. APU on. Radar PWS off. Let's go for the after landing checklist. Radar PWS off. Off. Cool. And you did not have to backtrack. Yeah, braking was way better than expected. Which parking did we say? Alpha 7.
Madeira traffic, Lufthansa 334, currently in the hold at Papa India Lima India Mike, flight level 70, holding for another 15 minutes, Madeira.
Interesting. And this airport also is handcrafted. It was handcrafted in 2020 as well, but it was horrible. But they redid all the handcrafted airports. The tower is looking a bit weird right now, but we'll see in a minute. So Alpha 7 is the next one. 2 hours-ish, yeah, 1:23. Let's add 25 minutes because I forgot to start the clock, but yeah. Right, left turn here. Let me see Lufthansa. Yeah, he said he's in the hold right now, but someone's approaching. You can see on the nav display. Someone should be right in front of us now, basically. Right, let's switch off the taxi light. Let's not blind this kind man. Oh no, not takeoff. Not brighter. Bit to the left. Yeah, here. Someone's crossing 5 miles in front of us. We should see him actually, but no. Well. Come on. Okay, that's good. Set the parking brake. APU is available, so let's put on the APU bleed and let's cut the engines. Engine 1 off, engine 2 off, and we're here! Wow, actually on the marking for once.
The boarding requested. Passengers bus is coming.
Sorry, for some reason I've muted myself. I have no idea how that happened. Thanks for letting me know.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Okay. You should hear me now, right? I have a...
Madeira traffic, runner 9 uniform alpha turning, final for runway 05.
There is. I have a shortcut for muting myself, so maybe it was that. I have a... okay. Yep, he's over there. Oh, and there's the other guy. What's he doing? Weird. Isn't it beautiful? What's going on here? Cool. So where should we position ourselves? Let's go here. Let's go here maybe? Yeah. Oh, nosedive. Oh, looking good. Floating a bit more. But
Echo Whiskey 455 now making the final right hand turn
nice.
Into Madeira for Echo Zulu Whiskey 44559 Madeira traffic landing onto runway 05.
I think that was the guy that just flew over us. Not sure though. How are we looking here? Nice. I'm not sure if they would actually go into the bus. I think they would just walk into the terminal, but still. Let's see if we can go to the terrace. Yeah, we actually landed at the perfect timing. I mean, it's getting a bit dark now. But we still made it... let me slow down there. There we go. We basically made it here perfect timing. It is so beautiful. I can't handle it. So let's see, where's the other guy? Oh, he's going straight above the island. Jesus, there's the Lufthansa. Yeah, he was holding here. Probably to slow down, get lower. Mega. Oh, there's a 707 coming. Nice. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. He's somewhere behind this ridge. I'm thinking if I want to do another flight, I would like to.
Passenger's bus is coming.
But with us watching the replay and everything, watching the other guys here, it's gonna get late. And I have to still cook dinner and work out and all that stuff. So I think actually we're doing the return
Passengers
flight tomorrow.
reporting started.
That way we can spend a bit more time here and looking at planes coming in and watch the replay and stuff, and it's gonna be it for today. But tomorrow is Saturday, so yeah, we'll be setting out as well, so yeah, we'll leave it at that for today. So that was it for the flying part. I'll now watch a few other planes land and the replay. Webby, we're gonna watch the other plane land, and then let's watch the replay, and then I guess we can head out. So where's this guy? He's just doing circles here now. So maybe the Lufthansa is gonna come in first. Yeah, but tomorrow is Saturday, so I guess I can start streaming a bit earlier tomorrow. Maybe we can do 2 legs then. Then we're gonna go back to mainland Europe, and who knows where else. Maybe we fly the 737 again. So where's that guy now? Where's the Lufthansa? I don't see him yet. And the other guy is just... Oh, there he is. Jesus. London Stansted, yeah, why not? We can go to London. Oh my god. What am I seeing? It's so beautiful.
Short final, Echo Zulu Whiskey, 459 Madeira traffic.
Godspeed.
For final runway 05, full stop landing Madeira.
Oh my goodness. That's an adventure. Nice, you made it. That was probably... Oh, what the hell? What's going on now? Hello? Simulator? Yeah, sure, we can do Jet 2. The thing is, I don't want to do a direct flight from Madeira to the UK because that takes forever. but we can do like Ryanair to, I don't know, something in Spain, and then from there.
Echo Zulu Whiskey
Uh,
4559 has vacated runway
something like
Madeira
that.
traffic.
So where's the Lufthansa guy? Oh, the draw distance is so...
Country 4, to 4 miles away from Madeira, full stop, so I'll let you know.
Did he say ILS runway 05? I doubt that. Yeah, he's over there. We're gonna watch him and then we're gonna do the replay, and that's gonna be it then. Ah, the vibe here. Been here a few times as a cabin crew member, like 3-4 times. But I've never... well, actually, I have been on the island once, because we were having an issue in Frankfurt. We ran over a tow bar, and at first they said, yeah, everything's fine, but then they said they're not sure if they damaged the plane or not, so we had to land at Lisbon, because they didn't have a certified mechanic in Madeira. So we had to land at Lisbon to get a certified mechanic to check the landing gear, to make sure everything is okay, because if we landed here and no one could check it and verify it's okay, then we couldn't take off again until we get a mechanic in here. So for that reason we were super delayed and we couldn't fly back because of flight time limitations. So we came here in the middle of the night and we left the plane and went into a hotel, actually somewhere down here. I saw the threshold lights from the hotel. And we flew back the day after. Oh, there he is. He's the Lufthansa. Can we go into the tower? I don't think so. Nope, as always. But we'll just stay next to it. Still debating if I do 737 or 320 so hard. Like both a lot for different reasons. Yeah, both are great planes. I like them both as well. I think for learning an airliner, the 320 is easier, I would say, in my opinion. But in the end, it's up to you. Try what you feel like and what's easier to you. Are these stars back there or streetlights? Not sure. Look at that. Nice. Cool. Some 37 is better liveries, and I've flown most times, but the 320 is easier. Yeah, I suppose, but you'll have to see. That was the 390. Lufthansa doesn't have any 318s. In Europe, I think Air France is the last operator of the 318, and basically only Air France, British, and I think Tarom from Romania had 318s, and the rest is I think Frontier had them, and some South American operators, but that's it basically. Alright, let's disconnect from Vatsim, which I forgot last time in St. Martin, and then did my replays. Alright, we're finished here, so let's go to panel states and go ready for takeoff. Go ground, close the doors. And start the replay. Alright, using an external replay tool now, so this all should work a lot better. Ago, so let's go something like that. Fine. Why is it not doing the flaps? There we go. Actually, hang on. Reset that. Lock the clearing. And try to get to the island. Yeah, it's so stupid. After like 2 miles, the plane disappears. I hate that. Hello? Where is the island? Hello? I can't look because I'm locked on the plane. Ah, we have an island. Alright, airport is probably somewhere on the left, right? Yeah, there it is. Alright, let's position ourselves. Yeah, so the hotel, I think, was that one. Somewhere around here. So where do we have a good view? From up here for sure, right? Yeah. Like that. Oh, where's the plane? There we are. 1 feet per minute. It doesn't tell me the landing rate, and I just now remember that I completely forgot the overlay. Jesus. Oh well. It is what it is. Okay, I have to put the flaps actually, what if I just disconnect? It should work then. Alright, let's resume from here. But I have to say, I was pretty happy with that approach, but we're lucky that we had the full RNF approach, including the turns, so we didn't have to go visual, because especially when you're flying alone, you can't really look to see if you're actually going the right way. You just have to trust. A little bit unstable there, but yeah, not perfect. We came in a bit low, high angle of attack, but I have done way worse, let me tell you. No, that was nice. Let's get one more perspective from the landing, maybe a bit closer, maybe around here. Something like, oh Jesus, something like that maybe. And can we get a little bit of sun? At least make it a bit brighter. So one more time from this perspective, and then I'll do a last one from the cabin, and that should be it for today. Damn, 250 views on the stream. Clickbaity titles really do help. But wasn't clickbait. Yeah, I was pitching up quite high. So it wasn't perfect, but I was centered, which I always have issues with. God damn, but this plane looks beautiful. It's such a beautiful livery, seriously. But it doesn't pick up the reverse thrust, but maybe it didn't work because it's a bit... No, it did work, I remember it did work. Oh, flaps full actually. There we are. Alright. Smooth, yeah. I'm kind of happy with it. Token lock, Jesus. Alright. Let's... Which perspective is better? Oh, let's do this one. Let's do another one like that. And that shall be it. Only issue was that it's early near tail strike and low but W landing. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. I was pitching up quite aggressively. I didn't even notice that during the flight. Actually, let's go a little bit closer. And let's do the other one. That doesn't look like full flaps to me. It looks like flaps 3. But it says it's 4. Anyways. Alright. Thanks for sticking around, Webby. I hope I made you happy with going to Madeira finally. We will be back, for sure. We will check out Gibraltar maybe next week. Maybe the week after, we'll see. And, yeah. See you tomorrow, hopefully. Thanks for hanging around with me. Sorry for being all over the place mentally, but it's been a week, let me tell you that. Anyways, see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.